In the last episode, we learned the main reason behind Maria's reluctance to end her interaction with Jason. We also learned how the failure in honoring her agreement for the 30-day grace period was a reflection of her desire to keep Jason in her life as a second partner post the infidelity. This desire conflicts with the type of relationship model that Ryan signed up for and expect out of Maria, which is really based on monogamy, hence the beginning of a potential impasse between the two. In this episode, we will see Ryan and Maria desperately try to find ways to avoid this potential impasse by rationalizing the reasons behind the polar opposite positions and offering some unsustainable compromises. Let's take a look.
I don't want somebody in my life that would take advantage of what was a friendship, that what was a married woman.
Was.
I don't is
Okay, keep going.
I don't want that person in my life.
What?
I don't want the track record that he's got.
Okay.
I don't want that.
So here's where it gets tricky, right? Because if that's your beef with her about this part, that's inaccurate, right? Because again, this is not an issue because the discussion of this. Okay, let's say, you know what? I think this Jason person is whatever blank that you want to put on it. I don't want this guy in my life. Okay, are you ready to accept me to be poly? Are you ready to accept me to have something similar that I have with Jason with somebody else?
The thing is if we were correct, like we could see eye to eye and we're good, and it was the possibility of another couple where we could share the experience together, and it was a grown relationship with another couple where we could both find the connection, we could both find the similarities. I don't think it would be, I think I would be more open to it.
Okay.
For the research I've read, for what I've done,
Okay.
to try to understand her.
Okay, but why would that be a different?
Because it'd be grown together. It would be started anew between the two of us with understanding of this is what we're going to do, this is what we're going to learn. This is what we're searching for. Not, oh, this is what I've got. This is what I'm dragging you towards. Because it's already been broken. It's not trustworthy.
But I have to figure out how to trust you. Just
Okay, but keep going. Why the distinction of a couple versus another guy or another girl?
Because it's shared. We're both getting something we're both learning from another couple. We're both experiencing with another couple. It's growing with.
Here's my suspicion, and again, please, correct me if I'm wrong and dig deep into this because that's an important distinction too. Maybe you're pitching this couple idea because it's a safer level of sharing. Yes, you can have relationship with couples, but it's never going to be at a depth with an individual, a depth where you're in direct competition with somebody else.
Maybe that's a good way to put it. But right now it is a competition because anytime I even turn around in the house or anytime she's doing something or we're doing something together, you turn around and bam, you walk into Jason. He's not there, but he's there.
But again, potentially, so let's imagine this scenario of a couple, and I think this is the part where it may seem like mixed messages on your end, right? Imagine a situation of Jason on, none of your guys' life. Let's start this new journey of discovery together. We all meet with a couple, right? And she happened to develop the same connection and feeling to the guy in that couple. Then what?
That's just it. There would be understanding. There would be a contract.
Okay.
It would be understood. It would be
Okay.
developed.
But if it's an issue of contract and parameters, she could argue, well, right now I can give you a contract. I can tell you exactly what I envision that I can have with Jason.
But why trust it?
No.
Why?
Because the contract, she could say, right now, the contract, this is what I will do with Jason. Physical, emotional, and this is everything it is, right? She'll be brutally honest as far as what that looks like, and there's what to expect.
Okay.
I've already been given that to him.
But you haven't.
But I have.
You haven't. Every time we've made a contract on Jason of some sort of
Because
understanding,
I'm
it
giving
always comes back to me.
Because I am trying so hard to just do what you want and you're not compromising with me at all. You're not stepping towards me at all. You're saying, this is what I need. Okay, I'll try. But my try is not even good enough.
But whatever contract that she envisioned and clearly communicated about Jason, I think at the end of the day, you're just not going to be okay with that contract.
Yeah.
So it's a moot point, so it's not an issue of a contract. Like I said, and the reason I'm saying this because I really think big picture, right? You're on board, you're not on board with being poly, whether it's with Jason or somebody else.
Okay.
But if I'm wrong, please push back. And I'm not just saying.
No, if that's the theory that's coming across, if that's the way you're reading it, then okay, I can't argue with it. But I'm telling you,
you can't yet.
But I'm telling you that yes, maybe if it's growing together, maybe if it's something that her and I learned to develop together, that we went into this together, it's trustworthy between the two of us.
But that's
So
what
we
I'm
make the
trying
connection
to
with
do.
each other. No, you're trying to drag me to Jason.
That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to build the relationships that I have together. I am trying to build with you.
You just said what you're trying to do. You're trying to build the relationships you've already got.
What's so wrong with that?
Because I don't want that one. Because of all the hurt and all the mistrust.
So I have to jump off the cliff and trust that you'll catch me, but you even stepping towards me and saying, hey, we can try this is unacceptable.
And I have to jump off the cliff into Jason's arms.
Okay.
That's not what I'm saying.
That's what you are saying.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay. So again, before any of us here lose our mind and jump off a cliff, if there's any choice of being made about this, it should be because somebody making the choice versus saying having their arm twisted into it. Because if anybody's, taking one for the team, that always comes with a resentment. The only out of that one is to actually see if there's a room for how they compromise that makes sense for everybody versus one taking one for the team and giving up on what's important for them. Right?
Yes.
That's one. The two of you disagreeing on this piece of distinction, okay? Please ask him your question and please give her an answer about this last piece about how is this different. He says you're asking me to throw myself in Jason's arms and you're saying no, that's not what it is.
I'm trying to figure out a way to build back to you without losing myself again.
But also without losing Jason.
That's part of it.
Okay.
Because he dug me out.
Okay.
You tell me that you're willing to work to learn to do, and I'm saying, okay, I hear you. I understand that you're willing to work to learn to do. Yes, we can go find a couple if that's what you want. If that's what you want, I will do that. This is what I want. Will you do that with me? With me? No, it's got to be this way or no way. I want to build with you. That's what I want.
Your response.
I understand that you want to build with me. I get it. Here, I even understand it.
You're saying that your issue is I want to be with you, and I'm saying, okay, come with me. Let me show you.
That's just it. Is you're dragging me.
I'm not
Hold on,
dragging
hold on.
you.
Continue.
But you are telling me, point blank and period, that no matter what, this is where you're the direction I need to go. This, Ryan, over there to Jason, this is where we need to go. That arrow needs to be pointed towards Jason, no matter what. To keep you happy. To keep the whole you together. The whole that I helped dig in our relationship. The hole that you helped dig in our relationship. The hole that Jason helped dig our relationship into. You're telling me, hey Ryan, I want to drag us all over to that hole and I want to just huck us in there all together and it's going to make it all better.
You don't think that I haven't learned from my mistakes?
You think that this is, that this is what's going to make me happy, Ryan? Well, how is it going to make you happy when I'm going to be miserable in it because I got to send you to a man that I hate?
Because I would hope that you would care enough about me to work through the stuff that you have to work through. Because I have to work through that stuff to come to you and do it your way, and that's expected, that's acceptable. But me saying,
But you're
I want to
telling
build with you.
But guys, with the two of you wanting or again going in opposite directions.
Yeah.
But
see it.
But again, the reason I'm pushing on this part, and it's easy to get lost in this whole thing and making it about Jason. But like I said, take Jason out of it, put any other guy in that situation.
No, it's just it is.
My suspicion is going to be the same issue, right?
No.
Yes.
No.
Okay.
Why must it be something that has been lied about, abused, hidden, turned into such a sour subject? Why does something like that have to be thrown on my plate that, hey, this is what we have to do?
Perfect. So let's imagine we time traveled back, right? And she told you everything. And there is a big portion of time where she actually was honest and transparent about a big part of this whole thing with Jason.
Yeah.
Right? There's some part that were hidden, and there's some part where it was happening within your ears and eyesight. Right? And transparency.
I would be against it because I didn't like the guy.
Okay.
I didn't like him from the beginning.
Sure, but let's
But why does...
pretend from way
Okay.
early on when Jason was entering his life, and let's go to the first time when he says, I'm going to take you out to a concert. Right?
If it came down to the two of us talking about it and making acceptable decision of, hey, this is the guy I'm going to bring, I would have told her no.
Okay.
I would have judged it just like I would have judged anybody else's personality
Okay.
if I did not like him.
But what gives you the right to veto my feelings?
No, but again, I'm trying to figure out, you didn't like him because what?
Just from the feeling he gave me.
Okay, which
Just
is what?
from the lack of the way he went about things, the way he was asking a married woman out to go to a concert, the way
Okay.
that was all just not correctly done.
Okay. Put him on the back burner. Go back to the time when she first encountered Jason, and she met somebody that she felt a strong connection with through work, through whichever interactions that she has, and came to you and said, you know what? I'm interacting with this person, we're hanging out as friends, I really have these connections with this person, and I really feel that now I'm poly, right? I'm discovering that I would like to explore a relationship emotionally and sexually with another guy. And she's having that discussion with you before any lines were crossed.
Okay.
What would have you said?
It would have been, hey, can we agree on a person?
Okay.
Can it be somebody that I like? Somebody that I get along with? Somebody that is...
So my feelings have to match.
But hold on. So you would have been okay with it?
It would have been easier to handle, yes.
Okay.
It would have been easier to say, us, okay.
Okay.
Because,
you would have been, you wouldn't have been resentful toward her or upset, or how come I'm not, how come we cannot just be exclusive?
Would it have been, hey, just thrown out there like, hey, guess what, I'm poly, I'm going to go and sleep with this guy?
Okay.
No. Had it been talked about.
Okay.
Had we actually said, hey, I'm interested in,
Okay, but
and hey, had we researched this, hey, have we done any of this? Yeah, okay.
Then you would have been on board.
I'd been saying, yes, let's test the waters, let's see what's out there, see who's out there. If we
Okay.
agreed with somebody.
Okay. And you would have been okay with the physical as well as the emotional connection.
It would have been tough, but it would have been talked about. It would have been a mutual agreement that we would have researched, developed with each other.
Okay.
None of which
But
we've ever done before.
but
We've never talked about it.
now again, I do agree if if we're going from a poly framework and this is started on the right track, yes, things might have been different. But what I'm trying to figure out is that outside of how it was went about, the conclusion might have been the same, because again, even in this moment of time, I keep hearing that I'm expecting exclusivity, or if I don't do exclusivity, I'm okay with couples, and those distinctions are important because really more along the line of, in a perfect world, she would only need me and I won't need her. But that's not a perfect world, so here's the next best thing, so I will settle for this, I will accommodate for this. And trying to figure out a way for me to accommodate without being in direct competition with somebody else.
The thing is being direct competition is that she is turning it into a competition. She has turned it into a competition. She is dragging her two worlds together, so to combine them, it isn't a separation between the two of us anymore, of her two worlds anymore. There is no line anymore. It's such a blurred, if there is a line, it's so blurred it's not even funny. But there was no negotiating, there was no talk about it ever. It was just done so completely and disrespectfully. There was no talk about it. There was no, hey, I'm interested. There was no anything along the line. It was just, well, I found and I did, and now too bad you're going to have to deal with it.
You don't have to. What she's saying is what? She's saying, this is who I am, right? I tried to share with you those insights as I was discovering them. And sometimes I was able to do it, in an appropriate time, and sometimes it was a little bit delayed because I didn't feel safe to share, right? And I'm saying right now, this is who I am. I want you, I love you, I care about you, but this is who I am. And part of who I am is somebody who is not only poly, somebody who is poly and value this relationship with Jason?
Then I just don't know. Because of the pain and the hurt and whatnot that's involved in their relationship, her relationship. It's caused such trauma and distress between the two of us. Why? Why does there have to be it? Why does it have to be involved anymore?
I know I did it wrong, okay? I've never hidden that. But don't sit here and say, if you would have talked to me about it, if you would have told me about it, if we would have approached it differently, if I would have been able to agree on somebody that you were with, I would have been okay with it, because there was times that I tried talking to you about it. There was times that I tried approaching you about it because I was trying to come back to you and you pushed me away. So please don't sit here and give him pretty lies about the fact that if it would have been approached differently, it would have been fine, because I tried. I know that I fucked up, okay? I know that I did it the wrong way, that I crossed the lines, and I'm trying to make amends, and I'm trying to fix that, and I'm trying to be able to live with myself and with you. It's not Jason or nothing. It's never been Jason or nothing, and that's all you've ever seen is it's Jason or nothing, and you're not looking at me. Because if it was Jason or nothing, then why isn't it just Jason then? Why haven't I left? Why have I put up with all of this shit? Why have I continued to try getting back to you just so you can shove me down again and again and again? What's the point if it's a competition and he's all that I care about, then why am I sitting here right now? Because it's not a competition. It never has been. I know I did it wrong, but I didn't know what I was doing at the time. I didn't know what I was at the time. I didn't know that it was okay. Or whatever. I didn't know that I was learning that piece about myself. I didn't know what I didn't know. I didn't set out to hurt you. I didn't set out to fuck our world up. I didn't set out to do everything as wrong as possible, and that's not why I'm here. I'm trying to do it the right way now.
I want to bring it back to see if you heard what she was saying, because this is an important piece for her. Because from her vantage point, Jason is not more valuable than you. Now whether he's the same or less remains to be seen, because the argument that she's making, and she's backing this argument with action, if Jason was my main priority, I would not be wasting my time and energy flying all the way here. I would not be wasting my time and energy all this time being miserable, seeing him miserable, and living with this chaos. Do you believe that?
I do. And I don't. I mean, it's kind of hard to live with somebody that you know is the same value. That she doesn't value you more than what he does, because he gives her all the affirmations. He gives her all of the feel-good stuff. He gives her all of this stuff. Well, guess what? I'm just sitting back here on the back burner, and I'm the one that's being told, well, you're not good enough. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. Well, then there I'm sitting there. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
But
When you come home and you have to leave because it's just too much.
But remember, she's not leaving because you're not good enough. She's leaving because the two of you still haven't resolved this conflict of can Jason be in our life or can not Jason be in our life. So if there is any dissatisfaction, it's related to the, again, the obvious elephant in the room is that one person wants Jason in our life and the other person doesn't want Jason in our life. Versus that.
That's where we're at right now.
No, I don't leave because I can't handle everything. I don't leave because you're not doing enough. It's not about you, it's about me. It's about the fact that I need a break. I need away from the responsibility and the quiet spot that I found that helps me recharge to where I can actually be the person that you really actually want me to be is with him. It's not a competition. It's not, I'm not doing enough so she has to leave. It's not a lack in you that causes me to be this way. It's me.
But I'm the one that's causing you to go. I'm the one causing your issues.
No.
Because you're the one that's running away from me.
I'm not
You're
running
the
away
one
from
running
you.
away from your home to go to another guy.
I'm not running away from you.
But
It's
that's what it
self-care.
is.
It's me finding a place that I can be quiet and recharge when being quiet and recharging with you doesn't work anymore. It's not a lack in you that causes me to need that. It's not a competition. And again, if there was any competition at all, I have always put you first. I have always picked you first. I have always done for you first.
So, another version of this, or another question of this. Well, why can't I be that outlet for you to recharge? Why does it have to be?
I've tried. I've done everything that I can do to find an acceptable solution to the fact that I get cooped up and I get prowly and I get just where I can't handle things anymore.
Which means, again, in terms of, it's not because I don't want you to be that outlet for me to recharge, is that I can't have that done with you.
I do that with him until it doesn't work anymore, and then I go find something else.
Which means that you need more than one outlet to recharge your batteries. He cannot be one outlet.
Yeah.
Right? And it's not because, he's not good enough, it's just I need more than one outlet.
Yeah.
And that's the poly piece. Now, we can have the discussion on your end if you accept or not accept that she is poly, whether that you feel that this is, because that could also be part of the problem too, in terms of maybe on your end you feel like, well, this is not an issue of poly, this is, our relationship is not working, and if it was working, she would no longer have this need. Is there a part of that for you?
Part of both of them. I agree with both of those statements, to a point.
Okay.
That's what he wants. He doesn't want me to be poly because he's monogamous and that's all there is to it. So I want to be with him. I have to be monogamous.
But also part of it is that your discovery of poly, the route that was appeared to, is also kind of murky, right? Because it started with what? Even though you can look back and say, I've always had those inclination, desires, right? The catalyst for discovery of poly happened within the context of a relationship deficit, right? So I can see why, from Ryan's perspective, it's like, okay, well, is this really poly? Is this a relationship deficit, right? And I would argue even, that's probably going to be a struggle in somebody in discovery, even sometimes it might not be as clear from the individual vantage point. Would that be fair for me to say?
Mm-hmm.
Compromise is a mutual concession that allows both partners to find a middle ground to meet their needs without infringing on each other's rights. Sacrifice is a one-sided concession in which one partner's happiness and satisfaction is gained at the expense of the other. Compromises can lead to positive changes and growth. Sacrifices almost always lead to resentment and heartache.
Bringing that full circle in terms of where does this leave us, right? If I accept poly, right, why would I accept it? And would I accept it for the right reason without resentment? And if the answer is yes, then, why would I make a distinction with individuals versus just taking poly as a label? Because again, if it's an issue of clarity of contract, easily fixed. You can say, okay, here's the clearest contract. I can give you as clear as what to expect with Jason. Right? If it's an issue, no, I just don't like the person, that's going to negate the whole concept of poly, right? Because being like, I'm okay with poly as long as I feel comfortable, then there's, okay, well, but it's me, my feeling, shouldn't that matter? Right? So that leads to a different kind of dead end, because, like I said, one, do I believe that this is true poly? Am I able to accept that? If so, am I going to accept it without any resentment? 3, right? What does this mean? Who gets to make the exceptions? And if you make the exceptions, that's in itself negate the whole thing of poly. Because, like saying, yeah, I'm okay with you being poly as long as I'm the one who's telling you what and the why. And you're going to get pushback, not just from her, but just any kind of person in that position, because, like, logistically, that's how it translates to. Am I losing anybody, or are you guys following?
No, I understand exactly what you mean. It's impossible for me to agree to something, agree to only to develop feelings for somebody that you are acceptable to. I can't honor that agreement. There's no way. Because, well, you pick somebody, well, I don't feel anything for him, there's no spark, there's no chemistry. And then you're going to resent me because, well, I like this guy, we could be friends, we can do this, what's the matter with you? Why can't you?
Because part of this is a different concept than open marriage or swinging, right? Because if it's just on the physical, that's an easier discussion to have, versus emotions and connections. That part is, even the individuals sometimes have no control of whoever they're going to connect to, let alone have their partner dictate that. Again, that doesn't negate or minimize your feeling about how this came about. And you heard her a million times, she says, I screwed up, this wasn't the best way for me to do it, and that's hard for her to say, right? But again, this still leaves us with those challenges. And I really hope that neither of you feel that I have to deny who I am, right? Just for us to continue to have a relationship and have resentment, because that's a different kind of crazy, right? And again, and this goes in both ends versus, right answer, wrong answer, because if fundamentally you cannot be on board on poly, right, regardless of how that hurts your feelings, right, or poly with Jason, you should not minimize that, it should be underrated, because it's always going to come back in weird ways. And what we will see is that there is like pseudo compliance, right? I think I'm on board, and the other person think they have a green light, and they make all these agreements, and they always fail because fundamentally I'm not on board, and you get stuck in that vicious cycle, right? Which there is bits and pieces of that already between the two of you. Flip side of that, again, if you decide to give up on poly or give up on Jason, then it cannot be. It's because that's a true part of yourself and you're suppressing it. It can only be if you truly believe that not really poly, this is a relationship deficit, and I would like to give the chance to see if I can be happy and satisfied with my outlook. That is the only too healthy direction to get to that point. I hope I didn't lose anybody in this process.
I've tried, and whether you believe it or not, I've tried. We had an agreement not long after.
I need help for a little bit.
Yeah.
I need help.
Oh. Let's take a 5-10 minutes break. All right, how are we holding up?
It was the same circle, the same argument. We've spent hour and 40-some minutes on the same vicious circle of wants and needs, and who's gonna have to give, and who needs to give, who should give. I don't want to lose my wife. I don't want to lose the connection that I've had with her. I don't want to lose the things that we've grown for 10 years. I don't want to lose the value that I see in her. I don't want to lose the commitment. I don't want to lose any of that. I love her. And I don't love her for just the words.
But
I'm here. I came here with her because I'm expecting this to be about saving us as a partnership, us as individuals, us as in our marriage. I was hoping to save us together. I was hoping that outside influences and outside disagreements could be talked about and expressed and understood on how it was damaging. And hoping that God, that there was some sort of plan that we'd come up with to rebuild each other. We'd rebuild and learn about what we've got. And I kind of feel a little bit betrayed right now, a little bit battered because it's turned into more of we can save us and Jason too. Instead of it being focused on us, it's not us. It's us and I don't know how to resolve the issues. I don't know how to resolve the home of the way I feel about Jason and the way that I feel about our relationship. I don't know how to get over the hump.
So, you're feeling betrayed by her?
Kind of. Maybe it's a false hope that I had. Maybe it was a false hope of, hey, this is the helping hand that we need to see each other. This is the help that we need to. Her and I see each other just that much. I mean, it was going to come out squeaky clean. We come out of this on top. And I'm not holding my breath that we can't come out on top. It's just.
So let's see if we can agree or disagree on this part of the reason why you're here and the reason why she's here, right? The reason that you're here is because you want to save this relationship and you love her, care about her, you don't want her out of your life. Would you believe me if I said that this is the same reason why she's here?
Yeah.
It's just her vision of what that looks like is different than yours, and your vision entails just two of us, or just the two of us and maybe somebody else other than Jason. And for hers is the two of us, but also Jason or somebody else.
The two of us, yeah.
Yeah. So we agree to that part. So I don't have to twist arm about you guys not seeing each other's motivation. Okay. As far as the plan, that part is, again, somewhat easy. It's if we agree on the destination. And maybe this is the time to do this part here. And I know I'm jumping ahead, but it's a critical moment for that. Let's start with, if we have to summarize why the infidelity happened. What would be like a short paragraph that you would give on your end?
Somebody saw me for a change and took the time to help me and drown me out and get to know me, and not the facade that everybody else sees, not the strong, dominant, I'm in control of everything and I'm just fine, I don't need anybody's help. He actually saw me and started calling me out on my shit, and this isn't right, you need to fix this, you gotta work on this, you know. Get in therapy for my own issues. And every time I would push back and try and, hey, this isn't, I shouldn't be getting this here, I should be getting this from you, I get pushed away. I was pushed away, and I wanted to feel something real that wasn't all make-believe on my part, that was mutual. It wasn't one-sided. It wasn't me putting in all the effort. That's why I took action on the gift that I was given.
Okay. Here's something.
I took advantage of a person who trusted me. I didn't give her myself completely, all my honesty. I hid myself, and I hid myself from her. And I deceived her. And she's justified for doing what happened. She's justified. I know what I did. I know the things that I've done wrong. I know the things that I've failed at, in ways that I've lied, in ways that I've covered up, have damaged her. That broken her trust in me. She's not responsible. I am. I'll take more blame. I did it. I'm the reason we're having the problems. I'm the reason that we're here. I figured a little blame lays on her. That's me. It's right here. It's right here. It's right here. Not that. She doesn't deserve near as much accusation and blame. It's me.
So I'll present a summary. Infidelity happened because there was some very legitimate, essential needs that were missing in the relationship. There was an opportunity, a person showed up who was able to not only fulfill some of those needs, but also recognize some other needs that were not on our awareness. This individual became an outlet for fulfilling those needs. And throughout this discovery, and here's where it gets too tough, I either concluded that I can never have those needs fulfilled in my relationship with Ryan, or I could and I would like to, but now I have this change of being poly and I would like to have the option of having more than Ryan. Which fork of that narrative seems more accurate? Is the one throughout that discovery
At the time, it was, I need to get back to this.
Okay.
I need to get back to us.
Sure. But I'm talking now in this moment of time, looking at all that stuff together, right? Because, like I said, from my vantage point, it started like that, right? And now it's either that it is still an issue of relationship deficit that may or may not be fulfilled here, or no, even will be fulfilled here. I have changed by this experience.
I think I've changed by the experience.
Okay, so it's that part about, yes, it started with a relationship deficit, and now it's that even if that deficit is fixed, I still think that I will need more.
I don't know that I need more. I think that I
Okay.
draw more. I will, given the opportunity to grow, I will.
Okay. But also, again, remember that's, it's not just...
I'm not trying to find the
No.
cupcake answer, the rainbows and sunshine answer.
Yeah.
I'm giving you what I feel is true. That, in a traditional understanding of a relationship and like platonic friends and the relationships that I have, I've always actually had that more poly mindset of, hey, I like you.
Okay.
You and I, we bond really well together. Like,
Perfect.
I could have feelings for you. If we chose to go there, I can have those feelings for you. Or like even over the platonic friendships of, I used us as an example.
So along the line of that pattern was there, right? It became more magnified, and I'm accepting it now,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Which.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. The theme of interaction between Ryan and Maria in this episode is centered around avoiding the fact that what the two of them wants doesn't really allow for healthy compromises. We saw Ryan propose willingness to explore a type of poly relationship with another couple as a compromise. And he gave many good arguments for his point of view. But he failed in providing Maria with convincing reasons of why their poly exploration should exclude Jason. The main 2 points in his argument are that he doesn't like Jason and that Maria can't stick to a contract of agreed upon interaction with Jason. The counter-argument from Maria's vantage point is that Ryan's dislike to Jason should not trump her feeling toward him. And as far as the contract, her failure was caused by the platonic aspect, meaning if we agree on a non-platonic contract, I would be able to actually stick to it this time around. I believe that Ryan's proposal is not a reflection of genuine desire for exploring poly, but it's an attempt to meet her in the middle in the hopes that she might decide to be monogamous with him down the road. Maria's attempt to avoid this potential impasse and keeping Jason in her life was clearly illustrated by framing the narrative of infidelity around self-care and polyamory in the hopes of changing Ryan's feelings about being in competition with Jason. What is being downplayed in Maria's argument is the fact that there is an actual relationship deficit with Ryan that was the catalyst for the affair and the exploration of her poly-identity. Meaning, Ryan is in actual competition with Jason, who clearly, from Maria's description, has the characteristics and the traits that she finds lacking in Ryan. What I want you to keep in mind is the impact of these desperate efforts to confront the core issues of wanting different outcomes on Ryan and Maria's ability to move on to the next steps needed to choose a path of recovery. I also want you to think about the influence of Ryan's ongoing attempts to take the full blame for the infidelity on Maria's ability to own up to her part and take the appropriate steps needed for recovery. Until then, be well, be safe, and embrace the possibility for a brighter future.